Hello and welcome to another edition of Logo. I'm By Dec and I'm at the Hard Rock Cafe in Mumbai, which has just bagged the top of the Rock Awards. On Logo this week, we've got a very special episode with the kingpin of Indian retail, Kishore Biyani, talking to Preeti Vyas about design management. We've also got Prasoon Joshi in a candid conversation. But first up is our cover story, the three big brands that recently changed their logo. Let's find out more. The market grows young, old brands go under the knife. That's pretty much the theme that's emerged from the three big rebranding initiatives that have happened over the past 2 weeks. Leading the trend was, of course, telecom brand Airtel, which unveiled a new logo, a white-coloured curvy model on a red-orange background. Airtel claims the move was to help it connect better with the youth.
Two factors working in confluence which are impacting our business. The first of these is that, our brand is now ready to go international. Earlier, we were only in India and Sri Lanka. Now we are in Bangladesh, and, as we speak, the brand is being rolled out, as in the Airtel brand is being rolled out across, 16, 17 African nations, which earlier had the Zen brand. So, from our point of view, there is a need to ensure that the brand rolls out into different marketplaces and is cut through and competitive in those markets. We are ready to offer the services that younger people want from their brand. We're ready for that.
In the past, even as recently as a decade or two ago, such a change would be considered sacrilegious, as companies would have been afraid of dissociation with the old consumer base. Not so much anymore. The spirit of the rapidly changing world appears to have heartened old corporate mindsets too, which is why insurance player HDFC Life too walked down the makeover aisle.
India is changing, and the demographic change is actually happening. So the majority of new customers are coming from the youth segment, which is 20 to 30. Previously, what was happening in that segment, when someone is getting a job, didn't have adequate money. So now they have got adequate disposable income. They're spending a lot.
For Dabur's real brand, the stimulus to change its logo and packaging of all its products was slightly different.
What prompted us is actually we keep on doing a lot of consumer work. You see the packaging today, but the work on this packaging had begun about 6 to 8 months back, if I remember correctly, when we were meeting consumers for our advertising campaign. And there's a small comment which the consumers made is, कि sir, 10 साल से तो वही pack देख रहे हैं. So we said, yeah. So there's maybe a possibility to refresh the entire offering to the consumer.
But despite what companies say about becoming more youthful, it's evident that changing industry dynamics also played a critical role in some of the rebranding initiatives. Take HDFC as a case in point, where earlier the key expectations from this category was to stir an emotion, but in today's context of over 23 players vying for a share in this market, the company needed the support of the mother brand urgently.
The other thing, yes, there are a huge amount of clutter in the segment. It is important to go back and say this is the company which has come from SDFC Group. This is SDFC Group company, and it is really modern. It talks to you. It really works for your brand. We have got a very strong brand equity. We have got a very strong line Saruta KGO, which connects back to the customer. We thought, what are the other elements which we can build into the logo, which will make not only our logo but our company as a whole much more customer-centric and much more dynamic and youthful and modern.
In Airtel's case too, losing market share coupled with mobile number portability looming large, the telecom giant was forced to sit up and take notice. Some have criticized Airtel for being all sound and fury. Rebranding initiatives such as this, if not executed properly, is precious money down the drain. In Airtel's case, that could very well be 300 precious crores. Hence, it's important to get it right.
The question that needs really to be asked is that when they make a transition from where they were to where they wish to be, is it a credible transition? Okay? Is there an in-between step that they may need to go to get there? And oftentimes when you say what is the biggest challenge is this transition. Just by changing my logo, just by saying I am different, doesn't make people believe that you are different, no matter how much you say it, because there has to be a credible shift.
Experts add that a rebranding initiative is not just a new communication and visual change. Companies need to match product and process delivery with the new promise.
What one has to understand is that there must be a context and a relevance to this whole logo change. Is there something fundamentally different in terms of the service offering or in terms of the product offering that you have actually created? Or have you repositioned your product or your service in a completely different light in the Indian market? If you have done that, then I think changing the logo and communicating this change of logo will be part of a complete package which the customer will find relevant.
While companies claim that they are all moving in that direction, consumers will have to wait and watch.